everyone, it's Tommy here. Today I would like to present very nice concept as a tattoo. Not very often I have a chance to do such a work, but obviously every time when people ask for it, this is always lights up some extra spark in my imagination. The concept for this work will be flowers, a particular sunflowers. But my clients don't want to do them like a regular tattoos. We're gonna make them like a painting. So we're gonna look at some references on the internet for flowers, for different angles, for different shapes, for different colors. Some from the photos of real flowers, we'll be using them as a reference. And we will look as well at the paintings on the internet, the examples of the paintings when artists prepare flowers, where there is no outlines, everything is done nicely with acrylic or oils, and we're gonna duplicate that style of work into skin. Because of the size of the work, we will probably do about 3 sittings. We are booked in to do between 4 to 5 hours on each sitting, and the work is gonna start from top of the shoulder and gonna finish on the forearm. So it's gonna look like a sleeve, but because it's a tattoo for the lady, we're not gonna be doing solid work everywhere. We're gonna be leaving some skin colors in between it. And because the combinations of sunflowers is specific with using oranges, browns and yellows, we're gonna be using some colors in the background like blues, like a sky and forget-me-not flowers, just so that blue will create a high contrast to the orange colors and it will push the work forward. So let's go to a computer, let's have a look on the internet for some examples which we'll use as a reference, and then we start drawing and preparing stencils, and then we go to a tattooing. And very quickly we're opening the computer with some references of images which can be found on internet just as an inspiration. We can see different shapes of sunflowers. So what we're gonna do, we will find some of them which are like a front view, some of them a little bit from the side view. My customer wants also as well to include a bumblebee on one of the sunflowers. So we're gonna find a bumblebee from another photo and Photoshop them together. And then as well, we're gonna quickly look at the references that we can find on internet that the artists are drawing oil or acrylic painted style flowers. We're gonna look closer to some methods, how people use the colors to mix them together and create nice contrast. So from studying a little bit of examples like that, we will have a nice plan to prepare the same method for our tattoo. Looking forward to it, that's very exciting. So finally we have our stencil. To create the layout of this tattoo, we are using Sharpie pens to create the leaf and stem patterns to create the flow between the sunflowers. And we've got the stencils of sunflowers and 2 birds. So we've got that concept as a line work on the skin with the stencils, but what we're doing, as you can see now, I'm gonna be using light colors to create line work very gently in the skin, just so specific colors being used for the sunflowers and specific different colors used for the birds. When that method finally will create a basic shape with some basic colors, I'm moving forward to another part of the tattoo, and I'm adding more layers of colors later on top of this. For me, important is now, so I create the full structure and shape of this tattoo as a composition on the session number 1. Then, when the session is completed, everything is healed, I will see on the next session the silhouettes of the project, and I will be able to work on those silhouettes with the other details, textures. I'm gonna be rendering more depth to every part of this tattoo. I will put extra focus on rendering the leaves with different green tones, and I will do a blue patches of the colors like a sky effect, which gonna lift the contrast of these flowers, and it will be like one color pushing other color forward. So what we can see now is a very flat shaded base layer with no details. We want that to fully heal, so when the skin is fully recovered, we can push more colors and more details on it. Now, 1 month later, you can see the healed basic layer of the colors from the session number 1. And what I'm doing, I'm following up the same pattern and I'm adding more deep colors on the top of the light colors just to create painting style depth of the object without doing any black outlines in that work. There is very minimum amount of the black work just to create the depth in few places, but not lines. We're gonna be doing 3 sittings on this project, and as I mentioned before, each one is about 4 hours long. There is one very good reason why I want to do it on separate sitting, which often is ignored by other artists. If you try to do one massive big all-day session on a busy and big work like this, there is more chance for a skin damage and the ink loss from the work like this. When you try to do it on the split sessions, it's still the same work time, but the healing time and process of work is spread out to bigger period of time. But recovery of the skin is better and more ink is saved in the skin. You will create much more better depth and much more better vibrant details and colors on the healed result for the long life of this tattoo. And what you can see now is fully recovered, fully healed work after 3 sittings, and now you can enjoy the depth, you can enjoy the vibrancy, the smoothness of the color. As I mentioned to you, the idea of this tattoo was to create little skin gaps and the flow with the pattern of the stem flowing from the top of the arm to the bottom of the arm, and some contrasted flowers with forget-me-not flowers and some blue sky just to create a booster for the colors. I hope you enjoyed to watch that demonstration video, and also I hope in future I will have more different painting style tattoos that I will be able to present to you when the customer will request it. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.